got a bunch of info coming up today. So I'm gonna try and start doing weekly updates on this channel and my other channel. And the first one we're gonna start with is Mary. This is our Weller V3 capsule. We have our Weller V2 capsule right here. This little shiny part. That's actually the Weller V2 Mini, which, oh my gosh, which actually survived a bunch of different tests and proved a bunch of systems, which are now being implemented on V3. V3 is entirely 3D printed, as you can see. It's professional. It is just slightly larger than version 2 Mini. It uses that same heat shield. I'm trying to get to where you can see the design. Being 3D printed, it helps make sure there isn't a single gap. And with Weller V2 Mini, KLI had actually used tinfoil to wrap it, not only to give it a shiny look, obviously, because who doesn't like a shiny look, which I'm working on a project right now, but also helps with waterproof. Don't need that with this. Even though this is heavier, it is more aerodynamic, it's more professional, and it's more waterproof. Its first mission is slated for September. Estimated cost is estimated flight is between September 9th and September 20th. KLI is we have not confirmed yet if it will fly crew or if it will fly cargo. That's right, this capsule is actually designed to fly crew, living animals. Now, sadly, there are limits. I can't just launch a rocket with an animal on it. That can be animal cruelty, so if there's a way to see if we can do that, then we're gonna do it. Otherwise, these will just be like the Dragon missions, where it was a monthly. This won't be monthly. It will be every few months. But Dragon missions, I did that monthly, and doing that monthly, it was just the Dragon 1, Dragon 2, Dragon 3. I did one every month for 4 months, and then, well, we lost our only Dragon cap, and we just haven't made a new one since. But that's gonna be similar to this, except every few months, every 4 or 5 months. And it could either fly cargo, or experiments or something. It'll, instead of having to parachute the whole booster and use a big parachute and whatnot, it'll just use this, and yours will safely touch down and not have to worry about landing and then falling over and doing all that, which can cause more damage. It'll go for an instant touchdown. So this is the booster. So obviously it's definitely not wrapped into a booster yet, but earlier today we got the paint job, most of the paint job done, from the top to about here toward the SRB, this thing. All that's going to end up getting cut off. All that blank part, that's going to get cut off, because the diameter is 115 inches and the capsule is 110. Whoa. The diameter of the boosters are 115 millimeters, the capsule is 110 millimeters. So we're going to use that difference, and we're going to, in a way, just make it smaller, a lot smaller, to accommodate the 110 millimeters. And then we're going to use 2 strap-on boosters. You can just see how big these strap-on boosters, they are technically 2 1/4 paper towels, because that's what they are. And there will be 2 of them to power. Now, Centaur 2C I can't say that. Centaur 2C has only flown with strap-on boosters, with more missions planned, even with 4 strap-on boosters and 6 eventually. Can't guarantee they will happen this year, but they eventually will happen. So, the only Weller V2 mini capsule, which you can see here, It's definitely destroyed. It was named Resilience after the SpaceX capsule, and so it's the really the only part that had survived. So you can see the difference. Oh, wait, actually, I believe this one was wider. Oh gosh, yeah. It was a lot wider. How wide is this one? So that's 110 millimeters. This is, oh dang, 134 millimeters. So would have been able to accommodate more. It does not actually feel, I don't feel a difference. I mean, there probably is. That's just what I feel. So, yeah. I'm gonna go set this back real quick. And to power the flight, we are going to be using E12.4 motors, an E12.4 motor, and two B64s. The B64s will be in each strap-on booster, which, if it was just the engine and the strap-on booster, could alone probably go probably 200 feet if it went straight up, at least 200 feet. It is small. Nose cone does add weight. I would manufacture the nose cones by hand, but they would not look as professional, and gotta look somewhat professional. So that would help give the rocket an extra oomph, considering these capsules are not light. Like I said, I don't know if I actually said I've recorded it a few different times, so this is about 3 to 5 ounces. So each bit does help. And KLI has a small new addition. We have a VIF, a Vehicle Integration Facility, or a VIB, Vehicle Integration, a Vehicle Integration section. But it's just basically a closed off section with the pad, and we will just stack it, apply any boosters, and with this being pad 3, we, instead of just making a new expensive pad, we decided just to cut into the old pad, which it does suck, but that's what it is. On top of that, KLI has also recently retired a few different vehicles, such as Neutron. Zenith 1V was canceled. Zenith 10, 11, and 12 have been shut down on development. And a variant in the Eclipse 1 and a variant in the Centaur 2C have been canceled, with the Centaur 2C variant likely to come alive later this year. And Zenith 1C can see the scored beautiful thing right here, the black top and then brown. That is Zenith 1C, and it recently flew for the Transporter 5 mission, which is the last planned flight for Zenith 1C. The last planned Transporter mission, which is Transporter 6, is set to take place aboard a Centaur 2C later this year or next year. Once KLI gets to an orbital state, they do plan to start up Transporter again to launch just small satellites. And you can check out today's later update on my other channel, which is, it might still be KLI suborbital, even though it should be changing to KLI orbital anytime soon. KLI is actively designing a lot of vehicles, such as our OLS-1, which is planned to be capable of 15 kilograms to low Earth orbit, and looks like the Falcon 1. The the OLS-2, which is capable of, I believe, 60 and 70 kilograms with 2 different variants. And it looks like the Long March 2C in the SMA variant, I believe. We have our OLS-3, which is a large reusable rocket which produces 90,000 pounds of thrust and will be 4 feet in diameter. And it's planned to be capable of 600 kilograms to low Earth orbit when expended. That's right. And 350 kilograms when reused. It's supposed to only cost it's supposed to cost under 300 grand per flight. Which is going to be an awesome game changer. We have OLS-4, which looks like the Long March 3B/E, and performs fairly similar. We have our OLS-5, which looks like the Angara A5. We had designed an OLS-6, but we canceled that. We do have work on our MLV rocket, which is this gorgeous beast right here, which is planned to be capable of 5,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit for a measly price of $5 million. All these rockets will use our Cirrus engine in a different variant, whether that's a Cirrus 7KS or a Cirrus 10KS or a Cirrus 200KS. Each engine's different and performs different. And like I said, I will have an update on that later today. Epsilon. It's not in the best condition right now. It's all trunk. Epsilon only has 3 more flights planned for its retirement. Reasoning being Centaur 6 has proved way better. It has way softer touchdowns when it goes up straight. And it's quicker at reuse with its new grid fin design. All the grid fins are actually attached instead of it being a small separate point. All of them are attached, which allows for launch literally 2 minutes later. At one point, I believe we did 3 to 5 launches in one day because of that. Epsilon, you have to reattach the fins each time, and each time it's ended in a pond. So, FYI, 3D prints don't float. Ignore this fact. It has air inside. It's gonna float. Okay, just ignore that part. Okay. Anyways, trying to I'll be right back when I can speak. With this capsule, KLI plans to do a abort test. Another one. It's gonna use this little tube. For some reason, it has holes in it. Don't ask why. It came from tinfoil. Gonna use a C65, and it's gonna be attached to the top, not like this, but it's actually going to, believe it or not, it's actually going to have a cover over top, because that's actually gonna fire straight down at the capsule, and it melts PLA, and if there's gonna be animals inside, we don't want them to get all so, it's gonna be attached, and it's going to fly, and when the ejection charge goes off, it's going to just fly away. Did I just see a mini spider? I saw a spider web just like float down. I don't know if you saw, it was like right here. It was, and as it falls, it will deploy a fairly large parachute because, guys, if there's gonna be animals inside, we need them to be safe. So yeah. For those who do not know, I believe my channel recently hit 33 subscribers. I don't do YouTube for the subscribers. I don't care if you subscribe. I do YouTube to post this and to inspire people. I have model rocketry is not cheap, and in the last almost 3 years now, I have already spent over 5 grand, and I don't make 5 grand in 3 years. I don't. so it's been rough. And before I finish out, I bet you guys probably didn't realize everything up here disappearing.